Happy Saturday. My name is Stacey Leanne. I love makeup and I'm a huge horror fan. This week, with the Conjuring Last Rites releasing in cinemas, I thought this week we would talk about the inspiration behind the movies and the true story of the Smurl haunting. I will say, from watching the trailers, it does feel really dark and really unsettling, and I cannot wait. It'll give me that dopamine hit that I'm always looking for. I am using the new Apothecary of Colour from Coven Beauty, which is a part of Killstar. It is absolutely stunning, has the most beautiful... Well, I bought it for the green, honestly. Just look at that. And I can't resist a purple. What can I say? All makeup products will be listed in the description box down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe give it a share. Help a girl out. But let's get into it.
That's my soul on fire. With every beat, my heart's desire. Bloodlust, your pain I crave. Keep talking.
So, The Conjuring Last Rites is an upcoming American supernatural horror film directed by Michael Chavez, based on the true-life investigations of the Smurl haunting made by the Warrens through an original story co-authored by James Wan. It follows paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren as they confront a terrifying haunting in a Pennsylvania family home. The film depicts the Smurl family, plagued by an evil presence, violent attacks, disembodiment, voices, and sexual assault, leading the Warrens to battle the demonic entity using their faith and courage. Billed as the Warrens' final case, the movie serves as a chilling and emotional conclusion to the Conjuring franchise. Ed and Lorraine Warren were a real-life couple who gained fame as paranormal investigators and authors. Their work served as the basis for the Conjuring film universe. The couple, who were devout Roman Catholics, dedicated their lives to documenting and researching alleged supernatural events. Ed Warren Miney claimed to have experienced paranormal phenomenon as a child in a haunted house. A World War II Navy veteran, Ed was a self-taught demonologist, author, lecturer, and former police officer. He took a pragmatic and technical approach to the investigations. He documented findings, captured evidence, and worked closely with the clergy from the Catholic Church to perform exorcisms. Now, Lorraine Rita Moran claimed to have psychic and clairvoyant abilities, including seeing auras around people since she was a child. She served as a light trance medium during investigations, using her professed abilities to communicate with spirits and provide insight for paranormal activity. Lorraine did actually have a cameo appearance in the first Conjuring movie and was a consultant for the films. The couple met as teenagers and married in 1945. In 1952, they co-founded the NESPR, the oldest ghost hunting group in New England. The organization's investigations involved a team of professionals, including doctors, police officers, and members of the clergy. In the basement of their home in Monroe, Connecticut, the Warrens kept a collection of allegedly cursed items from their investigations. The most famous artifact is the real-life Annabelle doll, housed in a glass case. The museum has been closed to the public since Lorraine's death due to zoning issues. The Warrens' work was highly controversial. Skeptics criticised their method, saying their evidence was exaggerated or unsubstantiated. And I didn't stab myself in the eye. After their deaths, their legacy remains divisive, with some viewing them as courageous defenders against evil and others as opportunistic fraudsters. So that's the Warrens. Let's move on to the Smurl haunting. Now, the Smurl family haunting was a widely publicised case in the 1980s involving Jack and Janet Smurl and their children, who claimed a demon was tormenting them in their West Pittston, Pennsylvania home. The Smurls and Jack's parents, who lived in the other half of the duplex, claimed to be tormented by a demonic presence from 1974 to 1989. The alleged paranormal activity did escalate over time, from minor to violent events. These included minor events, objects disappearing, and electrical malfunctions, banging on the walls, phantom screams, and a foul odour of sulphur and rotting flesh. Lovely. Family members were pushed down the stairs, their German Shepherd was thrown against the wall. Don't hurt the dog. And a light fixture fell, narrowly missing their daughter. Both Jack and Janet claimed they were sexually assaulted by a succubus, a female demonic entity. After seeking help from the Catholic Church with no success, the Smurls contacted renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens concluded that the four entities inhabited in the duplex a non-violent old woman, a little girl, a man who had died in the home, and a powerful destructive demon that was controlling the three other spirits. Ed Warren claimed that he attempted to provoke the demon using religious objects. The furniture started moving and the temperature in the room dropped significantly. Despite the Warrens' involvement, multiple exorcisms and blessings were unsuccessful. The family eventually claimed that the intense prayers led to the demon's departure, and the Smurl case did receive heavy criticism from skeptics who offered alternative explanations for the family's experiences. Other paranormal investigators and the Catholic Church reported finding no evidence of supernatural activity when they went to visit the home. Some did actually point to Jack Smurl's 1983 brain surgery, suggesting it may have impaired his judgment. Some neighbours and critics suspected the Smurls were faking the event for fame and money, especially after a book and TV movie were released. However, the Smurls reportedly never received any royalties. The Smurls did eventually move to a new home in 1988, where they claimed the activity did follow them. After a final exorcism, the family claimed the haunting ended, and a new family moved into the Smurls' former duplex. they reported no paranormal experiences. The Smurl case remains a notorious story in the paranormal world, with supporters convinced of its demonic origins and skeptics pointing to the lack of evidence. The writers were in fact heavily influenced by the 1917 superhero movie Logan. Like Logan, Last Rites aims to be meaningful, character-focused conclusion rather than a chaotic final battle. The filmmakers sought to prioritise the emotional journey of Ed and Lorraine as they face their own mortality and the end of their careers, rather than simply having a big horror brawl with old adversaries. Director Michael Chavez wanted to return to the stylistic roots of the franchise whilst also incorporating the 1980s film setting. The movie was actually shot on the same anamorphic lenses used for the 1980s classic like Poltergeist and Alien to give it an authentic period texture. Chavez drew on the language of these influential films to build the scares, including a visual homage to the bloody sink from The Shining. In addition to the central haunting, the story is inspired by the Warrens facing the end of their paranormal investigating careers. The decision for Ed and Lorraine to contemplate retirement adds an emotional layer to the film, forcing the characters to reflect on their legacy and their own mortality. This aspect was really important to actor Patrick Wilson, who wanted the final chapter to be poetic and a character-driven send-off. Director Michael Chavez also hinted that the parent-child relationship is a core theme in this film, with the Warrens' daughter Judy and her boyfriend featuring in the story. The movie explores how children can be a reflection of their parents. The investigation becomes even more personal when it impacts the Warrens' family directly. Now, obviously, the key difference between the Smurl haunting and the Conjuring Last Rites is one is a real-life claim of paranormal activity, while the other is a fictionalized horror film inspired by those claims. The film, which is set to be the final chapter of the Warren story in the Conjuring series, is a cinematic adaptation rather than a documentary. The Conjuring Last Rites dramatises Warren's investigation into the Smurl haunting and as their final terrifying case. As a horror movie, it fictionalizes and sensualizes the events to create a narrative designed to frighten and entertain. The film is expected to explore the personal toll the investigation takes on the Warrens in their later years, drawing on the family's claim to build its plot. Unlike a documentary, the movie centres on the Warrens' perspective, framing the Smurl's story through the lens of paranormal investigation. Director Michael Chavez reported using primary sources for the film, but acknowledged that the final version theoreticalizes the events rather than providing a strict account. I said it before when I researched Annabelle, whatever you think about the Warrens, whether you believe them or not, they do tell one hell of a story. The Conjuring universe as a whole is really unsettling, with the exception being the devil made me do it. That wasn't great in my opinion. But that is The Conjuring Last Rites. We are going to see it on Friday night, so by the time this comes out I would have seen it. Are you going to see it? Have you already seen it? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and